Hey everyone, in this video we will be showing you how to install macOS on Windows PC using VirtualBox. We'll walk you through every step, so don't worry, this will be fun and easy to follow. Let's get started. I'll start with the requirements. First, make sure you have these things ready. First, VirtualBox installed on your Windows PC, the VirtualBox extension pack for additional features, a macOS installation ISO or DMG file, and make sure your Windows PC should have at least 8 gigs of RAM and enough free storage, say 50 gigabytes for the macOS VM, and all the download links will be in the description below. Once you have everything ready, Bell will guide you through setting up the virtual machine.
Now, let's install the downloaded VirtualBox. Follow these steps carefully. First, open VirtualBox.exe file in the File Explorer. Second, click Next. Then click I accept the terms in the license agreement. Click Next, and click Next once more. Click Yes again, click Next, and then finally hit Install. Now, wait for the installation process to finish. Okay, now let's create the virtual machine in the VirtualBox. Here's what you need to do. First, open the VirtualBox and click New. Name your virtual machine as macOS Ventura and select the operating system as macOS X. Now, for the ISO image, choose the downloaded macOS ISO file in the folder where you saved the file. Usually, it will be located in the Downloads folder. Okay, now we're done. Let's now configure the settings.
Thanks, Bill. Now that we have created the virtual machine, let's change the setting for macOS to run smoothly. First, head to the hardware section. Change the base memory to 10,000 MB. This memory size depends on your computer RAM's availability. In this case, we usually take about 1/3 of the total RAM capacity, so it will be roughly 10,000 MB in this case. Next, for the processor, change it to 3 CPUs. Second, head to the hard disk section and change the virtual hard disk size from the default size of 20 GB to 60 GB, since the minimum required size for the macOS VM is 50 GB. Then click Finish. Now there will be a new tab with the macOS virtual machine added. Click on the settings, since there are a few more things we need to change. And then next, head to the display section and change the video memory size from the default size to the maximum of 128 MB. Next, tick on the box labeled Enable 3D Acceleration, and make sure under the storage section you have 2 disks installed under the controller SATA. Next, head to the USB section and enable the USB 3.0 controller. Now click OK. As we can see, we have encountered an error, and this will be explained and fixed, as well as there will be more adjustment that needs to be done, and this will be led by Delon.
Thank you, Alexandra. Now for an important step to fix, there are several sections that we need to look back again and adjust in the settings. First, we can see the error code and components, which is graphics adapter wrap, and this fix will involve tweaking and the display settings of the virtual machines installed. Now we can head to the display section and change the graphics controller from VBoxVGA to VMS-VGA. This will require trial and error, since different computers may have different graphics controller output, and some computers may work with VBoxVGA, while some, like in this case, will not work with VBoxVGA. Now we can click OK, and then next you will need to copy the code in the video description and copy it to the notepad file and then save the file. After that, we can open the .txt file labeled code, and then now we will need to change the VM name from macOS to macOS Ventura. To do this, we can head to the dashboard and look for Edit, and in the Edit tab, we can search for Replace, and in this case, we change the top part with macOS and we fill the bottom part with macOS Ventura, and afterwards, we can hit Replace All. Once it is completed, we can open the command prompt and type as follows. We can change the directory based on the Code.txt file, and then we can copy the remaining code and hit enter once it is pasted. When everything is done, you may close the command prompt window and the txt file. We can head back to the Oracle VirtualBox Manager window and then hit start. This will start the virtual macOS machine. And then we can let the code run, and you will soon be greeted with the welcoming language window. and then we can click on our preferred language and continue by pressing the arrow button. Next, we can continue and click on the install macOS 13 beta and then click continue. Click continue once more, and then we can hit on agree. As we can see here, we encounter a problem as there are no disks to be found to install macOS. Now we can let Han explain this problem.
Thank you, Dalon. So in this case, there's a bug with the virtual storage and there is no need for you to panic. And let me help solving this issue. First, now close the VirtualBox and head back to the manager window. We need to restart the VirtualBox, so hit the start icon again. Once again, you will be greeted with the welcoming page, language choosing tab, and choose your preferred language and hit the right arrow button once you're done choosing. Now, click on the This Utility button and you will be redirected as follow. Locate the VBox hard disk media, which will be most likely located at the top page, and all we need to do is erase it. Once it's deleted, close the This Utility tab and it will be redirected to the previous page. Here, all we need to do is double click on the Install macOS 13 beta and hit continue. Wait once again for the license agreement tab to pop up and hit agree. After that, now you can see the disk where you want to install the macOS and it will be labeled as untitled with around 60 gigabytes of storage since we set the size to 60 gigs earlier during the tweak setups. Now click on the untitled disk and click continue. Now, macOS is installing and that is how you can use macOS in Windows operating system by using VirtualBox. Thank you for tuning in our video and hope you guys enjoyed the simple tutorial on how to install and use macOS in Windows based operating system by using VirtualBox.